What if I'm being rejected for being who I am? What if I'm not enough? What if I'm weird? What if other people are going to laugh at me for what I truly am? Those questions have been in my head almost all my life. I was born in a normal family. I was the third child. I was always the odd one. I was the black sheep of the family. I thought differently. I was very creative, and I always saw that many things, many routines that we did in our family were not beneficial, were not good. And I was like opposing my parents a lot. I was actually such a bad teenager that my mother even threatened of moving away from our house because she couldn't bear with me. And later I realized that that was probably because my moon sign is lion and her sun sign is lion, so we were fighting over the territory, most probably. I was always kind, don't take me wrong, but I wasn't easy. I was stubborn, and I was thinking that there must be something else than what my parents were teaching me. Then later in my life, I wanted to be an artist. I got into a music theater school in Finland. I studied 4 years, and I became the Bachelor of Arts. And I was doing musicals and theater. And pretty soon I realized that I cannot fit in. It's the world that is not for me. It's a world of very strict competition. You even have to compete with your best friends, and that was very difficult for me because I was believing in very kind values of like common good and shared stuff and unity and everything, and it was highly competitive and very fake, extremely fake, that world. So I moved to Berlin. I went to look for something new outside of my home country, and I stayed there for a few years, and there I felt miserable. I felt that I was always the stranger. I was always the odd one. I had friendships, but they were not the ones that I really wanted. And I had a boyfriend at that time who in the later perspective, I have seen that he was an extremely good teacher for me, because he was very strict on his own schedules and his own values, and I couldn't control him, and I had to give out the patterns that I learned in my home about relationship. My parents do everything together, and this guy was highly individualist, and we were fighting a lot about that. And me being in a country alone, in a new country that wasn't my home country, and with not so many people in my network, I felt even more trapped, and kind of I've had this feeling that he had to make me happy. And from this guy I learned that I have to make myself happy, no one else can. So thank you for that lesson, my dear friend. And yeah, don't take me wrong, we are still in very good terms with this guy, and I wish him all the best in the world. But it was just my time to learn certain lessons. Then I came back to Finland, and many things were better, many things were worse, and slowly but surely I kind of understood and started to build myself, because I understood that everything happens in my mind and in my soul and in my body, and the outer circumstances have nothing to do with it. They are just a reflection of what is happening inside. So I started to build myself in a way that I was stronger, and I was very, very independent. And the next relationship I had with an amazing guy that I was dating, it was about pure freedom. We completely gave each other's pure freedom. And I started to become more and more spiritual during that time. It was like some, I don't even know, 8 years ago, probably. And what was the big question in my life was that everyone from my past knows me like a non-religious or non-spiritual person. And it was such a big theme for me. It basically shaped my life and my view of world in a new way, but I was afraid to share that. I was afraid that I'm gonna be judged, that people say that she has gone mad, like she in Finnish there is a word hurahtaa, which means that you go like completely loco, and people are like, okay, this person is a lost case, like we cannot do anything. So for many years I was fighting between two worlds. I was fighting to be, let's say, normal, but in myself I was highly spiritual because I remembered something that my soul knew before. And I kind of tried to fit in. That's the thing. I tried to mask myself as a normal, but I wasn't anymore. I was not. I couldn't be, but still my friendships and my working environment and everything was from the 3D world, from the normal world. And this last 1.5 years has been the turning point. I had such a big conflict inside me that I really couldn't anymore fake it, because everything I do in life is in harmony with my spirituality, and I see that it's the only way for me to live my life. So I started to come out from the cupboard, we say in Finland. Like, I started to come out and officially tell the people around me how I see world. And actually it was such a big relief, because I could finally again be who I am. And when I reflect this journey backwards, I'm still in the very beginning of the official launch of my business. I just started this a few months ago. Before I did treatments in Finland, in the place where I have been as a massage therapist. I have done treatments for years, but this is the time when I finally like came out, and I started vocalizing what I do and what I believe, and I started to do what I really think that I need to do in this life. So I guess the lesson is that whatever is lying dormant inside you, whatever is the passion, whatever you feel that you are meant to do in this life, I highly encourage you to do it. Because after I started telling people who I am, what I really do, what I really want, what I truly believe, I have created so amazing friendships. I have created so amazing working possibilities. I have created so much abundance in my life. And the universe really will support you once you take the steps. But the thing is that you have to be ready to jump. You have to be ready to just do it and just go for it. And whatever it is that your heart desires, if you make a committed decision to take it and to go for it and to create new habits, there are no limits. The only limitations are in your mind. So, I wish you a very lovely day. and I hope to see you soon. Much love.